You wouldn't think someone 61 years old can create that much fucking hype and attention, but he does. He's gold at it for sure. But I think as for me dad, a 60-odd-year-old wanting to fight Carl Froch, and Carl Froch trying to boost his name off an old man's name. Do you think I'm going to let my dad fight Carl Froch?
Or misfits. If you really want to fight, if I really have to do it, I'll hit with a couple of body shots, a couple of jabs, and I'll help you up when I've dropped you, and it'll be embarrassing, the same way you're embarrassing. So if you've not seen the video, that's basically what I said. So he's addressed that and said he's not going to give anybody a payday who he doesn't like. It feels like he's the big star and the big draw, like anybody gives a shit at him, you know what I mean? It's just a big fat man.
Sounds like, I'll fight him right here in front of me, but then he says I want $2.5 million to box him. How does that make any sense? John's like, if Carl's right here in front of me, I'll fight him. But I'm not going to box him unless it's $2.5 million. Huh? I don't understand that. And also, you had the opportunity.
And then there's Froch, who's been paid to fight. He's used to getting money for knocking guys out. I'm sure if they put enough knocks in front of Carl Froch, in front of Carl Froch, then he might rise to it. But he ain't going to rise to it if there's no money on the table, if there's no end goal. If you want to punch up, you can go out in the street and have that any day.
He's a genuine, like, world champion level fighter, and he's actually bigger than you'd think, right, when you meet him. He's a lot younger than John, and his peak was outrageously good, right, and he's kept himself in shape. And even now, I remember having a chat with Eddie Hearn, like, about, like, you know, what fighter you've met is, like, the toughest fighter, and he said to me, like, if I'm ever in a bit of bother, the man I want standing next to me at a pub or whatever is called.
To be fair, listen, I leave everybody to their own business and I don't get involved, and I just got to focus on my own fight, and I wish them both luck, both good lads, and may the best.
Tyson Fury's a big bully, and big bullies need putting in their place. And if I'm the man that has to do it, I will do it. I don't want to beat an old man up. I don't want to start on a 60-year-old man. But when I look back, when I beat George Groves up in front of 80,000 fans at Wembley Stadium, rendering him unconscious, he was 11 years younger than me. I'm only 10 years younger than Big John Fury. I know he doesn't look well, does he? He looks a bit older. I don't want to give him any stick, but he's 10 years older than me, 60-year-old man. I'm pressing on for 50.
Said then, that to everyone. I'm here to do what I'm here to do. And I couldn't give a fuck if I bumped into John Fury and the family in the street now, because it's on them what they want to do. They're more asked about me than I'm asked about them. So if they want it, I'll have it with every fucking single one of them in the street, and I'll get me.
But if Carl did do it, I think Carl would smash him. But I just don't think he will do it, because he's got that memory, he's got that something about him, that he's at an age where he's still physically fit enough and strong enough if he commits himself to.
I love that John is just so confident in himself. He would gas inside of 2 rounds. 2 rounds, but if he even made it 2 rounds with Carl Froch, he would gas probably in the first round. He's 60 years old. I'm not saying he couldn't hobble about for 4 rounds or something, but he would be gassed inside of 2.
Tyson Fury has just publicly turned against his own father, and his comments about Carl Froch defeating John Fury have sparked one of the biggest family controversies in boxing right now.
Trying to pick on the old man, and the old man will go to town. But there's enough young men, well, we'll sort him out for them.
Look, when your own son openly says you're too old and past it to beat a retired super middleweight, that's not just harsh truth. That's your own blood tearing down your career.
I feel like I might be the chosen one. I feel like it might be my job to finally shut this big gobshite up. All he does is run around, running his mouth, beating his chest, the ultimate man and all that bollocks. So John, for one final time, listen to me so it goes into that thick skull. I accept your challenge, but know one thing. When that first bell goes, I'm going to come over to your corner and absolutely stick it on you, Cobra style, and set about you and make a mess of you. You know why? Because you're a bully and you need putting in your place. You're a bully and you're making a mockery of this.
But here's where it gets even crazier. Tyson tried to walk it back and remain neutral, but the damage was already done. He essentially gave Froch the ultimate disrespect card against his own father.
Called me a fake and a fraud, fake hard man. I will show him how much of a fake hard man I am. He's the one that's shying away from.
And Froch is enjoying every second of this chaos. Listen to how he's talking about landing clean shots and embarrassing John Fury in front of everyone. This isn't just confidence anymore. It's pure venom.
Envious disliked Brendan because they couldn't actually figure out what he was doing, even though he got the right results. He did everything wrong but got everything right. So when it came to birthdays, no, it was just,
Now get this. Johnny Nelson has backed Froch as the clear favorite, questioning whether the aging John Fury still has what it takes. Even the experts are writing him off.
And I'm very proud of what we've achieved, the team have achieved, and we're here to stay with another massive TV deal.
Who would you say is like the closest person to you that when you originally signed with DAZN was like, no, you've fucked up there, basically?
But John Fury hit back with one of the wildest demands ever. £2.5 million or no fight. He's speaking as if he could step in tomorrow without any training and still defeat Froch.
Froch I'm fine because I'm quite sure Carl's going to rip the life out of John after today. I think John did the job. John did the job and got the excitement going, got people talking. That's exactly.
Here's the twist, though. Duke McKenzie says Froch only fights for real money, not ego. So this whole situation might actually go somewhere if someone puts up the cash.
Very, very, very passionate around his sons when they're fighting, and it gets something out of him. I spoke to him right literally face to face, and I said, well, you know, what is upset? He said, I don't want people calling me out because I'll take any.
Eddie Hearn gave the harshest assessment yet. He said if John Fury got close to Froch would knock him out immediately. That's not trash talk, it's a serious warning.
Cobra, mate.
Really?
The Cobra's dangerous. He's still in shape. 48 years of age.
John's standing over there behind you.
You got to go with John Fury. Yeah, no, it kicked off a little bit. It wasn't only Cole Froch that he went into either, did he? He actually went into Lennox Lewis as well. He started steaming into Lennox Lewis a little bit, and I go, whoa, who wins that one?
But wait, it gets crazier. Roman Fury stepped in to defend his family, claiming he beat Froch himself. Now it's turning into the entire Fury clan versus a single retired world champion.
I watched Carl Froch getting knocked down by George Groves. He was gone. Carl Froch has an incredible will to win. The fights that he's had with the great champions, and he's come out of the sport intact. For John Fury to be calling out Carl Froch on his opinion, because Carl Froch is entitled to give his opinion in boxing. If you can't have freedom of speech, what was the point of these men and women dying in the world wars, giving their lives in vain?
What do you think would actually happen if John Fury and Carl Froch, as he is,
Carl Froch could stand there and say to John, I'll give you 2 free shots, John. Hit me with your right hand.
And Froch's response is pure aggression. He's calling John a loudmouth bully who needs to be set straight in the ring. This has become a personal mission for him.
Downhill a little bit, and that was half of the inspiration for him, half of the motivation for him to come back. And he's right in some senses, because boxing has missed Tyson Fury. The press conference he just done up there, he was asked one question by Josh Dengel. He talked for the best part of 30 minutes. He talks about his life, you know, where he's been since the wildest
part? Spencer Oliver called it a toss-up on paper, but most experts are leaning toward Froch's experience and Cobra-like mindset over John's street fighting reputation. So there you have it, a son disrespecting his father, a retired champion ready for war, and a family feud spiraling out of control. This isn't just about one fight anymore, it's about pride, legacy, and who can really back up their words. Here's my question, drop it in the comments. Is John Fury delusional thinking he can hang with a former world champion? Or does his unpredictable style give him a real shot? Smash that like button if this breakdown opened your eyes. Subscribe for more boxing drama and hit the bell, because this feud is far from over. But here's what nobody's talking about, the psychological warfare behind the scenes. John Fury built his reputation as the unbreakable patriarch of boxing's most famous family. Now his own son shattered that image on international TV. Tyson didn't just question his dad's abilities privately, he did it in front of millions, essentially telling the world that the man who shaped him into a heavyweight champion is now a liability. That's the kind of betrayal that can destroy relationships forever. And Carl Froch knows exactly what he's doing. He's not just trying to win a fight, he's trying to humiliate the entire Fury bloodline. This is chess, not checkers. Every interview, call-out, and verbal jab is designed to push John Fury into making an emotional decision that could go very wrong. The most dangerous part? John Fury's pride won't let him back down. We've seen what happens when Fury men get their backs against the wall. They come out swinging. But this isn't some pub brawl or traveler dispute. This is a legitimate former world champion who's been studying tape and staying in fighting shape. Here's the reality nobody wants to admit. John Fury hasn't had a serious competitive fight in decades. Meanwhile, Froch retired at the absolute peak of his powers after that Groves knockout at Wembley. The skill gap isn't just big, it could be life-threatening. But the money talks are getting serious. Promoters are starting to see dollar signs, and when that happens, logic goes out the window. Frank Warren has already hinted that stranger fights have been made, and with the right broadcast deal, this circus could actually happen.